Welcome to the Video Gadgets Journal, connecting you with your technology. This is a brand new HTC Google Nexus 9, and this is a slightly older Nexus 7 2013. We can obviously see that the tablet has gained some screen size, but in other terms of hardware functionality, what have we gained with the Nexus 9? And perhaps more importantly, have we lost anything from the Nexus 7? So beyond the technical specifications that supposedly make this tablet one of the most powerful in the world, which I think is a bit misleading since the Android Lollipop operating system doesn't seem to be completely optimized at the moment, so I don't think it runs that fast. One of the fantastic additional pieces of functionality that's been put into the Nexus 9 is the simple double tap to wake. This is the first tablet that I've had the experience of using a double tap, and it makes it so much easier and much more convenient than using the power button, which is obviously one very small strip of a tactile button on the side of a tablet that you have to reach for, compared to this whole screen coverage that you have, which means that you can simply double tap it at any point and it's going to make it available to be unlocked, which I think is a fantastic piece of additional functionality. But in saying that, we've also lost a significant bit of functionality, which is very confusing for me because this seems like second nature and I would expect it in all tablets. I now expect every tablet to be able to do the double tap. However, the Nexus 9 doesn't do something that the Nexus 7 does, and it seems very simple existing functionality, so why has it been removed? And can you tell what it is yet? Yes, I have received an email from Gmail, but one tablet is able to tell me that when it's asleep, whereas the other one has given me no indication and never will unless I'm in the same room as the tablet when it makes the chime for the notification. And that is of course a notification light, which you can find down here on the Nexus 7 when it flashes to tell me that I have an email. There we go. So I know that I can just walk into a room, and if I see the tablet flash, I can check my emails. I would never really think to go to my Nexus 9 if there was no way of it indicating to me that I had something to read. Now this is a bit curious because somebody has helpfully posted a picture on a forum that indicates most of the other Nexus devices had some sort of notification pulse light to tell you when you had something that needed to be looked at on the device. And why would you take something out that was so useful in a previous device? Well, obviously the answer to that partially is that it's a different manufacturer, Asus, HTC. And this is where it's a little frustrating and there's no uniformity with how Google transitions from one device to another. All they seem to be interested in is making sure that it has the stock operating system on it so they can show off Google Android in its purest form. I would much like to see a notification light put into the Nexus 9, and to me it feels like, well, it's existing hardware and functionality. Why would you want to remove it? Now the one interesting caveat is on the Nexus 9 we have this thing here, and I call it a thing because I'm not entirely sure what it is, this thing here above the speaker on the top of the tablet. And there has been an interesting and slightly argumentative discussion about whether this is a LED notification light in the Nexus 9, but it's not working or is not being made functional yet because the tablet has been rushed out and the firmware to operate this notification light isn't quite working. On XDA there has been one or two conversations about this. Some are adamant that it is a light and some suggest it isn't. So it's just more interesting information that leads me to believe that this hardware isn't quite ready for release. I've already seen this with the light bleed, and many other people have complained about the light bleed. My dead stuck pixel is probably a situation that's unique to me, but there is something there which I can't explain what it is, and from the research I've done, it doesn't seem to serve any function as of yet. It would be nice if it's a notification light, but that's maybe something we'll find out in the future. If you have any information about what that is and what you would have liked to have seen maybe from the Nexus 9, Nexus 7 staying the Nexus 9, then please do share it in the discussion points below. Thanks for watching this latest Nexus 9 journal, and I'll see you again in more Video Gadgets journals covering my story on this new tablet from Google, which is getting a little bit of criticism, and myself included. Thank you very much for watching this VGJ Felix video. I hope it intrigued, informed and entertained you. If it did, I would really appreciate you clicking that thumbs up button at the bottom of the video, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already done so.